Test validity and reliability are both important attributes of test. I like to use the analogy of a set of bathroom scales that claims you weigh 10 pounds more than you actually weigh, but does so consistently. Well, those scales are reliable. If someone is 15 minutes late always, are they reliable? The answer is yes, not in the way we think of as the character trait reliable, but in the sense that they are consistently late. When looking at testing, one needs to consider that tests should be used for the purpose they are intended for. Individual tests can be used for more than one purpose. Tests may also be more or less valid, reliable, or accurate when different people use them for different purposes. There are different types of test validity that we will consider. When test items are compared with an instructional objective to see if they match, we are assessing for evidence that a test has content validity. Criterion-related validity evidence can be determined by correlating test scores with an external criterion or standard for the purpose of obtaining a numerical estimate of validity evidence. Furthermore, there are two types of criterion-related validity evidence. Concurrent validity evidence is established by correlating test scores with a criterion measure that is collected simultaneously. Predictive validity evidence is established by correlating test scores with a criterion measure that has been collected after some period of time. Just as test reliability is best described as consistent, test validity is best expressed as measuring what it is supposed to measure. There are three basic methods that are used to estimate the reliability of scores from a given test. The first method is test-retest. Test-retest estimates of reliability are found by administering the same test 2 times to the same group of individuals and then correlating the scores. It is important for the time interval between testing sessions to remain small. The second method of estimating reliability is called alternate form. This estimates reliability by giving 2 alternate or equivalent forms of a test to the same group of individuals and correlating their scores. The time interval for testing sessions must remain short. Internal consistency estimates of reliability have 2 categories: item total correlations and split half or odd even estimates. These estimates are valuable when a test measures a single trait. When attempting to determine if a test is reliable or not, one can ask the question of whether or not the test yields the same or similar score rankings consistently. There are 2 main statistical tests or formulas used for measuring both reliability and validity. The first is known as the Pearson R, used with interval or ratio data. The second is the Spearman-Rho, used with ordinal, level, or ranked data. The values of these coefficients range from +1 to -1. The closer the coefficient is to either +1 or -1, which are the extremes, the stronger or greater is the relationship of what is being compared. If R equals 1, we would have a perfect positive correlation. The graph would have a straight line rising consistently from smaller to larger. If the coefficient is 0.7, we would have a scatter graph which tends to go from lower to higher but is somewhat scattered. The closer the coefficient is to +1, the more the graph resembles a straight line. Similarly, if the correlation is negative, the slope of the scatter graph would be from larger to smaller. You can still have a strong correlation even though it is negative.